Thank you and good evening. We'd like to begin tonight with our resident comments, and we invite residents to come up and comment on agenda items only. Do we have any residents this evening that would like to comment on agenda items only? Okay, so we'll move right into our finance update with our treasurer's report. And I'd like to get a motion to accept the treasurer's report. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions or no votes? Thank you. We'd like to move into the next agenda item, which is the approval of our minutes. We had a special meeting minutes of June 27th, 2016. May I please get a motion to accept the minutes of June 27th, 2016?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstentions or no votes? The next meeting minutes that need to be approved are the reorganization meeting minutes of July 1, 2016. May I please get a motion to accept the meeting minutes of July 1, 2016?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstention or no votes? Thank you. The next meeting minutes to be approved are the special meeting minutes of also July 1, 2016. Can I have a motion to accept the meeting minutes of July 1, 2016 for the special meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any abstention or no votes? Thank you. That moves us on to the next section of our board meeting, which is Section 5, reports. I now turn it over to Dr. Creedon, Superintendent of Schools, for the Superintendent's report.
I'd like to report good news for our Mahopac schools. Each year, the State of New York's Athletic Association, or New York State Public High School Athletic Association, recognizes only one school in the entire state of New York for its community service. This year, our Mahopac High School has received that recognition for the senior prom that it hosts for the senior citizens of Mahopac. This past year, I attended the event, and I can tell you that it was overwhelming, and I highly recommend senior citizens in the community to come out to it. Not only was the dancing entertaining and the food phenomenal, but the goodwill and good wishes of our students who fund the entire event were truly amazing. And the event went on. It was a great night or great afternoon for everyone. The second news that we'd like to report, which is also good news, is that Mahopac High School will offer a 10-day preparation period for Regents exams. The exams will be on the 17th and 18th of August. The courses will begin on August the 1st. It'll go through Monday through Thursday, again on August the 8th through the 11th, and we'll have 2 days, the 15th and the 16th, to prep students for the Regents exams. Exams and courses will be offered in geometry, living environment, algebra, U.S. history, global studies, algebra 2, and trigonometry. An issue has come up in the past few days related to the ability of individuals to have access to our school grounds. One of the critical issues that we are confronted with in America today is the safety and security of all of our facilities for the well-being of our students, faculty, and bottom line, our children. When you have someone walking through grounds, as we recently had, while children are at play, it automatically sets up alarms. The change in policy, or the new policy, is not intended to deny anyone access. Our school buildings are used nearly 24/7. But it is important for us not only to prevent any kind of contraband from entering into our campuses, but also to guarantee the safety and security of every student. And we will work with our community so that before school hours, our track is open for people who would like to walk, and after school as well. But during the school day, when our students are on campus, it is our obligation under the law to protect and ensure that they are safe and sound. And I'm sure everyone can understand when it comes to our children, sometimes we make sacrifices, but other times we give it our all. And in this case, the safety of our children must be paramount. They are the treasure that we actually hold each day, and we must promise the parents that they will be returning home safe and sound. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Creedon. Next on our agenda are the Board of Education committee reports. Starting from my left and working down to our right, we'll hear from the board members and updates on their committees.
Good evening. The Technology Committee met on June 20th. I am happy to report that technology has many initiatives in the works for our students, teachers, and parents. I will review some of the highlights we discussed. To start, a new webpage design is scheduled to be deployed the end of July. Chromebook deployment for our teachers occurred the week of June 20th, and feedback was positive. Some of the goals for technology that were discussed is to have a district technology plan developed with one of the goals is to embed technology into our everyday instructional delivery practices and to increase access to the appropriate tools, which will increase student outcomes and prepare students to be college and career ready, which is a very important thing these days. We also need to provide responsive technical support, which will include infrastructure upgrades and network maintenance for all our network users. One of the biggest issues that we seem to have is in our schools where we have dead zones, and the elimination of those dead zones is very important. We also discussed developing and integrating the Google for Education platform into our instructional delivery methods. Review and strengthen data privacy, security, and licensing policies, processes, and procedures. As technology evolves, as a district, we need to make sure our staff and students have the proper tools for success. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Mrs. Mancuso.
The Special Education Committee met. We discussed several initiatives, the status of the initiatives, and the year end. We talked about the highlights of the Falls Academy and the apparent successes so far. We also spoke about the Academy at the high school and how that program has come a long way and the success of that program for our students. We will also be continuing the new cohort program for the incoming freshmen last year. We will continue that for the new incoming freshmen and for sophomores next year. And we talked about various issues of some students that are confidential, but we really had a really great year for special education. We look forward to continuing that next year.
Excellent, thank you. The policy committee did not meet in the month of June due to a variety of different school obligations. However, we are going to be meeting again in August, and all committees will be reorganized throughout the month of July, appointing new board members to serve on those committees, which will then again commence in August. So please make sure that you look at the district website for updates on when the committees are meeting. Next, Mr. Bell.
Okay. Good evening. Buildings and Grounds met on June 20th as well. The first topic was the energy performance contract. Just to clarify to anybody who hasn't really been here to talk about it, it's basically a district-wide improvement program that's funded through savings. There's energy upgrades that we can do through upgrading HVAC programs, solar panels, and the state provides funding for these programs, and all these upgrades are basically paid for through the energy costs at no outlay to the district. Our architectural and engineering firms, alongside our district officials, are working with Amoresco, the company that was awarded the proposal. They're fine-tuning the projected scope of the project, and they expect the final proposal to be presented to the board later this summer. In relation to that, we also are working on a district-wide roof project. In order to put these solar panels up, it doesn't make sense to do it until we start replacing a lot of the older roofs in the district. And we are analyzing right now, the roof scans are being evaluated, and it's anticipated the first phase of the roof replacement projects will begin in the summer of 2017. Portions of the high school and the Lakeview Elementary roofs will probably be the first to be replaced. There was a state-mandated testing of the school district's drinking water return results that fell well under the federal guidelines or regulations. Mr. George Preen, our facilities manager, discussed the ongoing replacement of the older water fountains in the school district with newer carbon-filtered water fountains. The ones that are being replaced first are the ones that are most used, most likely in the cafeteria or just outside the gym areas. And as we continue forward, we're going to continue to replace all those water fountains. Lastly, we discussed a series of summer projects, just a handful of the projects that they'll be working on over the course of the summer. In the high school, there are a lot of older tiled walls that they're going to be replacing with fresh new sheetrock and paint. They're going to refurbish the floors in all the high school gyms, and the parking lot at the fall school right here is going to be repaved this summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. That concludes our committee reports for the Board of Education. We'd now like to move to number 6 on our agenda item, the consent agenda. And I'd like to get a motion to approve the consent agenda. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So
Have a
moved.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Okay. I'd like to invite Dr. Creedon and Ms. Mancuso down to the podium for 1 second while we honor a special teacher in our district who will be receiving tenure. Dr. Creedon, on our consent agenda tonight, we have the ability to approve tenure upon your recommendation for a special teacher in our district. It is now my proud privilege to present to you a teacher in our district who's receiving tenure tonight, Ms. Shay Quello. Could we please have Ms. Shay Quello come to the podium?
I would like to say thank you to everyone here at the Mahopac Central School District. I have found over the past 3 years that this is definitely not only a community, but it has been a home that I have found, and I have found to be most comfortable, and I have enjoyed being able to work with your children and your families, and I appreciate the support of Dr. Stoll and the rest of the administrative staff and the Board of Education in allowing me to do what I love and what I love to come to work for every single day. So thank you so much, Dr. Creedon, and to all of the Board of Education for giving me this opportunity to continue the work I do here. So thank you again.
Also on our consent agenda this evening is the approval of the hire of a teacher in our district. Give me 1 second. An educational technology specialist, and the appointee is here tonight. And I'd like to just have him raise his hand, and that's Mr. John Sabalos? Sabalos, excuse me, sir. Sabalos, welcome. Welcome to the district. So with the approval of the consent agenda, we'll now move on to number 7. And number 7 is the closing of the meetings, where we invite resident comments up to speak for 2 minutes at a time on issues that are concerning of them. I'd like to invite any resident comments up to the podium this evening. Residents, a kind reminder as you come up to please state your name and your address.
Thank you very much for allowing us to speak. My name is Rose Daddio. I've been a resident of Mahopac for 40 years. I'm one of the people here tonight that's concerned about the security of the children, which takes priority. But in addition, we, as you know, well, you probably don't know, but we walk the track every day, winter, summer, fall, whatever. The majority of us are off the track by 9 o'clock in the morning. When we come in the morning, our license plate numbers are checked with the security at the school. We've never had a problem in the 30 years we've been here. I understand your concerns because we've all had children that went to school and the world is not like it was years ago. We would hope what we would hope for tonight, or in the very near future, before school starts and this action takes place, that you would allow us to go but be off by 9 o'clock. This would never be a problem, because as we're getting off, we see some of the children coming out. And believe me when I tell you, we see things going on there that shouldn't even be going on there. But we're not here to discuss that tonight. But we would hope that you would consider what we're asking. There's a lot of people. The problem with tonight is we're not that many that are here, because a lot of people didn't know about this. We did meet some people. The news reporters were at the track yesterday. They interviewed some other men that were there, and they said they would try to come to the next meeting when the articles come out in the paper. I don't know if you people were on the board many years ago or residents at the time, but the Mahopac School District did the same thing years ago. They locked the residents out. The residents didn't, they just started hopping over the fence and everything. I mean, it was getting crazy. So the school opened up the track for us to use. The only thing I would ask is that you would take us into consideration. We would never do anything to harm the school, the children, nothing. So we would hope that maybe you could, think about this. Don't make a decision tonight. I know you still have time. And I know you're not directing this. I know this comes from the Board of Education. But hopefully maybe you could just give this some thought.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are there any other comments from the residents for this evening? With there being no other comments, I'd like to call for a motion to adjourn the meeting tonight.
So moved.
A second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Oh,
I didn't know if it was just for residents and not the rest, so that's why I wasn't sure if I was supposed to get up yet. I can get up?
Technically, we closed the meeting.
Is there an open discussion?
An open discussion. The resident comments are for the residents of Mahopac. Is it something that, are you a resident of Mahopac?
Well, I'm a Mahopac employee.
Then, of course, you may give a comment.
could you kindly just state your name, please, for us?
My name is Michelle Triano. I've been an employee for the Mahopac Central School District since January of 2013. I'm a bus driver, and during the summer months, I'm a cleaner. For the last 2 years, I've been getting a rate of $18 an hour to clean. This year, I was promised a rate of $24.18 because that's my driver's rate, and I was promised that rate to clean and drive. I have 4 hours of cleaning, 3 hours of driving. They dropped me down to an hourly rate of $10 an hour to clean. I'm 47 years old, and I've been servicing this school district for almost 4 years. I find it highly insulting. I scrub floors, I take ceilings down, I do anything that I'm asked to do for a rate of $10 an hour is highly insulting when I was promised a rate of $24.18. And I was not notified this until yesterday. I was promised this 2 weeks before the school ended. If I had known that I was going to get a rate of $10 an hour at 47 years of age, I would have made other arrangements to work for the summer where I could have made a rate of $20 an hour. And now I'm working for $10 an hour. I think it's highly insulting. Because I'm a per diem driver, they're saying I'm not an employee, but I drive the children of this community. And I do a very, very good job of it, where I've had parents write letters to my boss saying that they hope for me to come back. So I'm just asking the board to give me that rate that I was given for 2 years, last year and the year before, of 18 plus, I'm not sure if it was 18 and change or whatever, but it was $18 plus an hour. I'm asking for just that for my cleaning rate instead of $10 an hour.
Could you please say your first name again?
Michelle Triano.
Michelle, thank you for your comment tonight. You probably represent other people.
I do.
This is something that the board will take under consideration.
I'm hoping so.
And what we'll do is we'll let the superintendent of schools decide in working with all the different contingencies.
I'm hoping so.
Okay. So we don't have an answer for you this evening, but we'll certainly take this under advisement.
Thank you very much. And I'm only here because I got this rate for 2 years. I asked for it this year. If you want to make other accommodations for the next year, that's perfectly fine with me, but you know what? I was promised one rate, I'll settle for a lower rate.
I think the issue here, though, is for the residents of the community. I don't mean to
Right.
say that to you. I think this is probably more of an issue that is concerning to the superintendent.
It is.
In the superintendent's office at the district level, rather than at the community level.
Well, it is, and that's why I wasn't sure, and I came here tonight because I was told it wasn't going to ever be addressed.
Okay, well, I'm
So-
sure that
It is now,
Dr.
right?
Creedy will.
Thank you very
yeah.
much, and I appreciate that.
Can you at least tell us who 2 weeks ago made that promise to you?
It was outside the bus garage, and we were told that we were going to get that, and we were told that it was based on somebody from Human Resources that made that decision.
Okay.
I don't know who it was because like I said, I don't know, but it was based on a decision made from somebody from Human Resources that we were told.
I'll
And
investigate
now it's
it.
getting reneged, and it's not only me, it's to all the monitors too. And you know what? We relied on that. If I had known, like I said, 2 weeks before school ended, I would have made other arrangements. That's a huge chunk of our pay rate that's coming out that I can't pay my bills with now. And that's not fair to us.
Michelle, I hear what you're saying, and I thank you for your time here tonight.
And I thank you
for
for
the
listening.
people who you were probably speaking for. I know the superintendent will take this under advisement
I
and will
hope so.
respond.
I really hope
However,
so.
at the moment, it is for residents.
Thank
So,
you.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Sir, yes.
My name is Dennis Teague, and I am a resident, and I'm speaking on behalf of Michelle and the per diem people who are involved in this. Now, for the last 2 summers, what Michelle is talking about is that they received $18.53 an hour as cleaners. Now, there was some kind of misunderstanding the first summer, but in the second summer, there was no question that $18.53 was given to us. And now, all of a sudden, it's being pulled back to $10 an hour. Now, we're not college kids living at home. I mean, we're trying to make a living. I mean, I'm a retired guy and I have a pension, but there's other people that are here that are trying to make a living out of this. And you're turning around and giving them $10 an hour. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know, they're not students. They're not high school kids. I mean, you have to give these people a little consideration. I mean, I understand that you've been spoken to about this, Mr. Cretin, and you've already reneged on this, saying like it's not going to be brought up before the board. Is that true?
There was no such discussion that it wasn't going to be brought up to the
All right,
board.
I just hope you people just consider this at least, you know, because, you know, it's people's lives you're talking about here. It's not, you know,
I can comment on that, sir, and I can tell you that this board is 9 volunteers that are here to support the community in many different ways. It will certainly be taken under advisement and discussed at the board level.
all right, I can't answer much more than that. I mean, at least can take it into consideration.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Hello, I'm Diane Pecorelli, formerly Zephy. I worked as an aide for 8 years at Lakeview, monitor at the bus garage now. Talking for all the monitors, we get a rate of $13.87. We were told if we clean, we would get $18.58 an hour. For driving time, we don't drive, but for being on the bus and cleaning. We were told that before we left the school year. Started my job at Lakeview on Tuesday, and yesterday I was told that we're only getting the $18.58 an hour for cleaning and not for being the monitor. So myself, a single parent now, has 4.5 hours driving at $13.87, 2.5 hours of cleaning at $18.58. Cleaning, which means for everybody, drivers and monitors. Scrubbing, using machines, mopping lockers, scraping gum off chairs, inside the lockers, spraying them, cleaning them, whatever is asked, like Michelle said, is what we are doing. My frustration is that I worked from July 5th to Monday under the impression that I was making $18.58 an hour, which to me is about $1 million. Single parent, 2 children, in the school district. Okay. Now we're being told it's only $13.87 for the monitoring job, which we're with special needs, which is a whole other subject. Not an easy job either. We run, we go back to the school to clean. So what I'm asking is for my rate at $18.58. I don't know about anybody else, but I want my rate at $18.58 from Tuesday, July 5th to yesterday. Because I came into work under the impression that I was getting that money. $18.58 to me, a single parent, is a lot of money. So I'm frustrated, I'm disgusted as an employee from this school district that they can turn and say things. It's not in writing, it's in writing. I'm pissed off. I want the rate of $18.58 for the whole day, I would love it. But what I am asking for is for Tuesday to at least to yesterday, which we were told to go in, and we do. And again, we clean. Just because I'm a monitor doesn't mean I'm not, I'm acting with children on the bus, getting them on the bus safe, off the bus, still an acting employee of this district. I don't understand how anybody's morals do that to somebody. Just take a piece of candy and say you're getting $18.58, and my union rep Ken knows I jumped up and down for joy. And I started planning my paychecks at $5 more to be told it's only $13.87 an hour. I'm disgusted. I'm disgusted. And I want that to be known because I am an employee here. And if you're doing that to your employees, it just doesn't sit right with me or anybody else. People are afraid to say things in fear of losing their job. I can't lose my job, but at this point, when you tell somebody $18.58 an hour, it should be given to them. I don't know who made the change, but why weren't we told?
So I want to begin by thanking you, and I want to thank you for your service with children in the district. I know the great work that all of our employees of the Mahopac Central School District do, including our monitors and bus drivers and custodians and cleaners. What I can tell you is that the board will certainly take this under advisement. I'm sorry that we don't have a better answer for you this evening. At the moment, we have to reconvene as a board and discuss this, and then we have to make a decision along with supporting the superintendent in this as well. So I'm sorry I don't have an answer this evening, but I will tell you that, again, we thank you and everyone for their service. At the same time, we will definitely take under advisement.
I don't need to thank you, just show us that somewhere we're being appreciated for what we do.
Okay, thank you for your time. Again, I want to thank everyone for coming out here this evening, and we're going to close the meeting this evening, and I'd like to get a motion to close the meeting.
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.